got Ant in this bitch. Oh my goodness, my dog Ant.
And what's happening?
I ain't even get the intro, Ant. But
Right, he just bust through the door with the.
He just kicked the damn dough in. Like, damn.
Right.
Ant, what's up, bro? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing all right. How y'all doing?
You're doing
chilling,
well,
man.
brother. Doing well,
Chilling.
You enjoy life and you respect a lot of people, and you've established some really, really good relationships around the city and your hometown and just around the league just because of how you carry yourself. And like we was having that conversation the other day just about time and your perception, and that the story that your tax dude told me about, and I just had to bring that up in the show because I mean I feel like a lot of people don't think of it that way, and I think it would really help a lot of people.
Yeah, that's a lot there, man. But that's some real in depth stuff. But yeah, to speak to that first point, talking about materialistic things and just how people are perceived based off of what they have and what they don't have sometimes. And for me, I mean, that's not necessarily important. I mean, not to say that I don't like nice things or I don't like to look nice, but I try not to allow my validation or someone's interest in wanting to get to know me be dictated by their perception that they see or the objects that I may have or may not have. Because at the end of the day, I think that the value is in the person. So that's why oftentimes you'll meet somebody, you can meet people, and once you get to know them and you have in-depth conversations, you realize that some people aren't who you necessarily thought that they were. And not to say that that's a good or bad thing, whether you realize that or when you realize it, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. So for me personally, I just try to really show people who I am and what I bring to the table as a person, and not really be validated by objects and materialistic things. But time, as we talked about, was something that I really thought about. And my financial guy, he said, I'm here to put time back into your day. And I hadn't heard anybody explain like that. Oftentimes, people want to provide services or do different things for you, and you're not exactly sure what exactly am I paying for.
Yeah.
If it's money involved, and that was one of them is time. And oftentimes, even in the smallest instances, you're just like, I forgot something. I didn't have enough time to do it. Or I'm gonna try to swing by and see if I can come over or meet up with you. I'll try to make time.
Yeah.
And once you really break it down and you really think about it, the value is in the time. We're all limited. We never know when our time here is going to be up. So you just got to take full advantage of it and just be aware, of where you're putting your time and where you're putting your energy, because that can be the difference between where you want to be and where you are, and how long it may take you to get to the destination you're headed to.
I've been thinking about that since we talked about it. I was just like, all right, what am I going to do today that's going to help me preserve time or utilize that time to do something else? Like, what services am I going to use? Like, and we're talking about services like Uber Eats, or like even hiring somebody to do our taxes, or hiring somebody to train us so we don't have to like put time into scheduling a workout or trying to learn how to do the taxes, and put that time into something that's going to be beneficial to us and the things that we do in life.
That's really deep once you really think about it. And then from there, you can just move strategically, in terms of even just spending, prioritizing. Is it really worth it? The amount of time and the amount of effort and energy I put in to earn the money, is it really worth spending it this way? So I think once you get to really compare it, to that sense, and then you also think about, financially and what that can do in terms of creating time and creating freedom in your day, you get to really think about where you want to spend it. So oftentimes, even from a short term, being in NFL, and you start to think long term, you spend a lot of time away from your family, you spend a lot of time away from your friends once you reach a particular area in your sport, to try to maximize that opportunity because it's a short window of time to get to, try to be successful and, carve out some generational wealth for our families. We start to realize like, okay, I'm taking time away from my family now, but can I get it back later if I just focus in and maximize this window that I have? Put yourself around the right people. That's part of it too. Making sure you're spending the right amount of time with the right people. That way you can just continue to evolve and ultimately giving back as well. Saying, if you can't benefit from somebody that you don't spend time with them, that's part of paying it back.
Yeah.
It's just taking some of your time because you've been blessed to gain more of it and just kind of passing it back for other people to kind of gain the knowledge and continue to thrive as well.
You spend a lot of time like traveling. Like I see you like to travel. Like I know you go on trips and like what type of things like do you gain from like those experiences in life, like the traveling and taking your family with you and just enjoying it and not staying in a single place?
For me, I think it's important to travel, see the world, try to learn as much as possible in terms of whether that's going somewhere else, seeing the adversity, or seeing some of the success, some of the development, that where you can compare that to, potentially where you were, where you came from, and really gain, appreciation for where you come from, but also knowing that you can continue to improve. You can continue that it's more out there if you want to go after. For me, I enjoy traveling, primarily coastal places. Yeah. Just with, I think, with sports, always working, always grinding, that time to relax, I think it's just something about the water. So I typically like to go places that are near the water, very green, tropical. I haven't done too many cities, but I'm more of an island, Caribbean.
Yeah. So what's your next destination? What's the dream spot?
I'm gonna take a little time on it and really think about it. I'm gonna take a little time on it and really think about it, because I want to make it memorable, and I want to also make it worth it. Part of being able to travel and do some of those things is working hard to put myself in a position to be able to do that. So, like I said, I just want to make sure, wherever I go, even before I go, I wanted to like kind of have a desire knowing that it's going to be worth it.
Yeah.
And then getting there, getting the experience is like, wow, like it really was. So, for me, I think it was Turks was the one that did it for me. So I went 3 years ago, been like the past 3 years. And I think that seeing that was really like, wow.
Turks
like,
is beautiful.
Yeah. It's like, wow.
I've heard good things.
The water's amazing. The water's amazing. The people there are really nice. The experience and the energy was just great. So, it was also nice to see more of, a smaller island where it isn't a major tourist attraction in terms of like, per se like Bahamas or somewhere people know about a lot, or a lot of people go. It's not really that type of place. So I think seeing just like, how the locals interact with one another, how they provide for themselves day to day and the lifestyle that they have there versus the lifestyle that I'm experiencing as a tourist is pretty cool too as well. So
where the fuck did he get that hoodie? Apparently they like the hoodie. They like the hoodie.
Oh yeah. It's the hoodie right here, back of house. Members only.
Yeah, that's hard.
That's tough.
Shout out to my guy Rodney McLeod. Safety for Philadelphia Eagles right now. Went to college to get at UVA. He has a storefront in DC. It's called Back of House. They also got a website. You can check them out. Sell clothing there as well. So just try and be a big supporter.
Do you think properly networking and establishing relationships can set you up for long-term success? Like how do you find that?
Yeah. That's definitely something you should do. I think oftentimes we don't really hear it until we're about to go to college. You know, people, that's one of the things that they say when you're about to go to college. It's a great chance to network. And I mean, I think at that age, you go in thinking that you're just going to meet people and socialize. That's what it really comes down to, going to socialize. But in terms of networking, oftentimes you don't associate socializing with networking. You kind of just, I'm going to socialize, but like, you know, strictly pleasure. And we're not really thinking business minded or opportunities to just obtain a relationship and really just build with somebody. But I think networking is definitely important. You don't know what you don't know. And also, you know, networking, you never know where somebody grew up, who they may know, some of the things they can, you know, they have been through. And it's really just bouncing ideas, perspectives, and, you know, bouncing your social circle off someone else's social circle, and really just going from there. So I do think that's important, to network. You know, it can help you get far in life. But it also, you know, makes you well-rounded. You know, you surround yourself with not like-minded people all the time, but people who are going to challenge you, or present you, you know, new ideas, new opportunities, or, you know, new ways of thinking.
100%. Like, I love like hanging out with like older people, like, because I feel like they always have something for you. They always got gems to give you, knowledge, a lot of knowledge, more knowledge than people like that are younger than me. And like most of my friends are older than me, like because of that very reason. Like when when you my homie, I know I can talk to you. When you like my brother, I know I can talk to you. Like I didn't talk to both of y'all about very personal things that have affected me. And I mean, it's just been like all like knowledge given, like in return. And it's just so dope.
My bad to cut you off. I'm gonna transition because time running short with this daylight out here.
Oh yeah.
I see you. Like the sunset. He ain't gonna show us the view though. He ain't gonna show us the view. Vibes. Ooh.
That boy Ocean Front.
Can't hide the money.
Yo.
Nah. See, he ain't gonna tell y'all I'm on his balcony. He in a whole other room.
He on the West Wing.
Hey,
you on the West Wing, AC?
They know what my balcony look like. That was true though, like what you said about networking though. Like, and I never thought of it that way when I was in college. Like they would have like these networking events. And I'm like, I'm finna go meet a whole bunch of people and just talk about something that I don't really know about. And I didn't feel comfortable with that. So I never like attended any of those meetings. When like nowadays, like, yeah, I went to one. I go to the meetings now. Like just because you never know like the type of the person you would meet. Like you think you're going in and you're going in and just to talk about work. Like usually when you go into those type of environments, you're not talking about work really. You really just socializing, like you said. And that's some cool stuff like that I missed out as a youngin, because like I was ignorant to what was going on, and like we networking right now. You don't know DZ.
Yeah,
you don't know you, but now y'all know each other.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I went to a pool party and Lamar introduced me to him, and he had no section. He wasn't with a lot of people. He was just vibing with a cup in his hand, and it just like it just changed like my whole perspective on things, and like it was dope. And I got to meet him, and now we like cool.
Yeah, that's dope, man. You know, you'd be surprised. You know, sometimes the person standing up just to keep it in terms of, you know, social events and entertainment, pool parties, nightlife, or whatever you want to speak. Sometimes the person standing on the couch may not be the person paying for the table.
Facts.
So, perception it plays right into the topic we were talking about, materialistic things and putting value on objects and truly not really just challenging yourself to think deeply in an intellectual way, instead of just going with the flow
What would you say to someone wanting to pursue their dreams but hesitant due to self-doubt or fear of the unknown?
You gotta take a chance. I mean, I know it's probably cliche, but they say you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Right.
So if it's really a dream, your passion, you should go after it. Because they say, you know, if you love what you do, you won't work a day in your life, and that I think that relates back to time. You know, you don't feel like you're wasting time, or you don't feel like you could be doing something. I could be doing this instead of doing that.
Yeah.
You know, you should try to do what you want to do. So that way, you know, and while you're earning money and being able to pick that towards something else you might want to do, or you might want to branch off to, you can still be doing something you enjoy. So just like, don't be afraid. Take the risk. If you don't try, you're going to fail at it. So you might as well try and give it your best shot.
You think about like all the people that are successful today, but have failed.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these people, they don't look at that failure as like a complete loss. They look at it as an L, and they turn that L into a lesson, and they continue to build off of everything that they've been unsuccessful at. Like, you can always go back and rework something, whether that be something you did wrong at work, or some technique, or whatever. I mean, there's always room for improvement. So when people give up because they think they failed, I don't know, it's just weird. Like, and a lot of people may not have that mentality because they weren't taught that way. But if you think about it, you look up like Bill Gates, Elon Musk, like all these billionaires, a bunch of millionaires, like everybody's failed. Like everybody's took a L. Like, I mean, I've been cut 4 times and I'm still grinding. Like, 'cause there's something else I can work on it, whether that be some technique, some flexibility, or whatever. And like, I'm sure you done took a couple L's in life.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And
I mean, we all got it.
Yeah, we all got them. And it's like, it's whatever, it's what we make of them. Like, what we gonna make of those L's? Are we gonna let them weigh us down, or are we gonna use those L's as building blocks?
Yeah, I mean, I think particularly nowadays, you know, with social media and everything, a lot of times we only see the success. We only see the successful parts. We see the final. We see the final project, the final product, but we don't see, you know, the trials and errors of, you know, trying something that doesn't work out. Go back to the drawing board and keep shaping it up, keep building until you come up with something that's, you know, that's amazing and people can appreciate it. And whatever you do. So I think that's why it's also important for people to share their story, to let them know it wasn't easy. I think part of that is just the mental battle with yourself. You know, if you can continue to tell yourself that, you know, your loss or that setback only makes your story that much greater, then I think you can kind of find it somewhere deep down there just to keep going. You know, just to keep going and really just push through. So I think the higher you go, the more success you get. You know, it could be challenging in terms of, like, you know, setting a standard, whether that's for yourself or the perception. But at the end of the day, you just shoot back and you sit back and you think about, you know, what it took to get there. And so when you hit a bump, you're able to go to a recall and just like, I've done it before. You know, I've hit a roadblock before. And I made it here, so therefore I got the confidence to say that as long as I go back to work and do some of the things that got me here, but also taking knowledge from the people that I've seen been in this position, and that's just reaching out, touching into different networks. And oftentimes, if you ask, people won't have a problem with sharing. Right. So you just got to be able to come up with the courage to ask for help.
Yeah, that's right. And that's the hardest thing for some people. Pride.
That's the hardest.
Putting that pride aside.
You know? But I mean, at the same time, if you just ask around and look at a number of people who've been successful, I'm pretty sure they can all tell you they had a team around them. You know, whether that was family, friends, business partners, mentors that were in that atmosphere or in another atmosphere who ultimately helped shape their mindset.
Yep.
That was able to, you know, like, this is how I approached it. Like, I know it's not sales or I know it's not football, but this is the mentality that I had. You can learn something from it and be able to overcome whatever obstacle in your way.
This dude talked about like different mindsets that you had to have, and like it was like Kobe and Jordan had like this killer mindset, and those are like the only two people that he knew with that mindset. Was to just Tim Grover, that's his name. Tim Grover. The book is called Relentless. I actually have a copy in the room if you want to read it. But bro, like just the book, it talks about like the way Kobe and Jordan both prepared like every day. Like they would go in and motherfuck a teammate, but if they knew they weren't doing the things that they needed to do to better themselves. And because he was such like that type of leader, like he was going to make sure he got the most out of everybody. Like he was going to drive it out of you. And it's like those type of mindsets that's just like, wow. Like I read that book and I was just like, damn. I
feel like that's just like the epitome of like greatness, you know, just continuously striving for perfection, you know, knowing that is nearly impossible in terms of depending on what career and stuff you're in, from a longevity standpoint. Like you can do something very consistently. Like that's what success is, being able to do something repetitively, you know, over and over, just consistency. That's success. But with that type of mindset, that's why they're, you know, arguably, if not one or two, or however you want to rank it, everybody has that opinion on, you know, where people fall. But they're going to be in the conversation, the greatest players to do it.
LeBron.
Pretty much regardless of who you ask.
He had it right with 1 and 2.
What?
He had it right. He had it right with 1.
Pretty much. I don't know if I would order it. I don't know if I would order it like that. You know,
Kobe is my GOAT. So
man,
I mean, you know,
now don't make me pull a jersey.
I respect that. I respect that. You from a different class. You younger than me, so that's why, you know, my brother, which is 5 years older than me, his GOAT is Michael Jordan, and you know, Kobe is my GOAT. I was in the 8th grade when he came into the league. I watched his first game all the way to his last game. That's my GOAT. So LeBron is great. It's just different age groups as for, you know.
Yeah, different eras.
Exactly. Different eras. Yeah.
I understand that.
And that's another big part. Communicate. You can't approach everybody with the same type of method to get to them. So I think the greatest people, the greatest leaders, the greatest players who can elevate not only their game, but the people around them, they know how to do that.
Right.
They can look at one person and yell at them, and look at the next person and wink at them.
Yeah.
And you know, just body gesture. They don't have to say a word,
but they know what it is.
The communication.
The
communication is there. So I mean, that's the people who do that. They special. You know, oftentimes they end up in conversations like we have.
How much longer y'all think LeBron gonna play?
I give him like 3 more years. I think he's trying to play with his son though. Pause.
How long his son got before he ready for the league? Like
I just gave him 3 years. Ain't he in college?
Is he? He a freshman?
No, he a freshman. I think he a freshman in high school.
No, I think he's
not a freshman in high school, is he? He got to be like a junior, like a sophomore, junior.
I seen him. I went to a game one time. I went to a game one time last year, maybe.
Was he
before COVID?
Was he out there dunking?
Nah, social media crazy, but I mean, he was doing his thing. He looked like he was a freshman. He was doing his thing out there. You can see the progression that he's on is going to be, you know, crazy. But in terms of like, I thought he was going to be playing like the entire game, not coming out of the game. You know, maybe a couple minutes here and there, but that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
When he was in, his IQ and his being able to just, you know, play with the older, you know, players on the team and some of the passes he was doing. He knocked down a couple shots, but it wasn't as electrifying. You know, he wasn't windmilling crazy.
When
he had a good game. Yeah, he
Yeah,
had
he wasn't doing like LeBron was in high school. It was not fair what he was doing in high school.
LeBron was
Yeah.
Like, bro,
kneeling on people.
this cat is already 27.
Yo,
Like,
playing like he's 27. Like what? Ain't no way
exactly.
you should be jumping this high, windmilling it in high school with a loose jersey.
He being elite right now, but in the next year or two, I think when he hit it like a senior, you're really going to see the gap between him and the players that he's playing with.
Yeah.
Right.
Nowadays they're getting submitted, so
Yeah, I mean,
nowadays sports center, yeah.
Sports Center taking anything they can get right now.
I mean, if it's going to catch your eye and it's entertaining, it's amazing.
Yo, I'm sick. Oh, they say Bronny go to college next year.
Okay.
Oh,
One and done?
you're gonna have to.
What do you in school?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
That is a really good question. Would he go back to Akron? I don't think he'd go back to Akron.
Nah.
Yeah, I don't think so.
He gonna end up at UCLA.
Hey,
No cap.
out there in LA.
For real.
Oh, that's crazy. I'm sick, dog. Oh,
I think they basketball program's still solid. Bro, imagine LeBron playing his last year with his son like that. That'll be first ever, right?
Wow.
yeah.
Playing with your son.
Yeah.
And then what if they went all the way and won the chip? Like how crazy would that be?
His eighth championship or seventh.
Or at least going to the playoffs. That'd be insane.
Think of the storyline.
Like, that'd be lit.
Think of the storyline though. Like,
bro, but LeBron is in such great shape. Like I feel like he can play as long as he want to. Like honestly,
Tom Brady.
Exactly. He's the Tom Brady of basketball.
Yeah.
Yo.
Oh yeah. How he's playing right now has been, and think about it. He's found ways to maximize his minutes since we bring it back to time.
Yeah.
We keep timing it the whole way. He's learning how to maximize his minutes while he's on the court. You know, he's working more efficiently. He's not wasting the energy. He's not wasting the time. He knows what players he needs around him.
Yep.
He knows the roles that everybody got to play. He knows the roles that the other teams playing. They say he calling out plays. So he's really maximizing his time when he's not on the court to generate success when he's on the court.
Like last year.
That's kind of a Brady effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you win so much, it's not entertaining. So it's like, we know he could have won it, but let's
give it to somebody else.
It's more attention and it's more awe in someone else's, success because he's done it so regularly. He's made it look so easy. It's almost like what he's doing is not even amazing to me.
Like we sometimes we don't appreciate the greatness that we get to see. Like, and it's not even just with LeBron. Like even with Tom Brady, like or Tiger Woods. I mean, it's just so many people that we don't appreciate.
It's literally like when Tom Brady made it to the Bucks, he got there and was like, came in the locker room like, "Yo, y'all trying to go to the Super Bowl?" And like I didn't think nothing of it because I'm a Niner fan, so I'm not thinking nothing. I'm like, bro, they're gonna be a first round out, and then they just keep going, and they win, and I'm like, wait, they might actually do this. And then of course I took them to win in the Super Bowl and cashed out, but that's another story. Let's go. Shout out to TB12.
Yo, man, shout out to TB12 because like when they lost them like first couple games, I was like, okay, they ain't gonna work.
It's over.
It's over.
It's over.
It ain't gonna work.
In the beginning, I'm pretty sure it was that, let's test this out. Let's see what we got here.
Let's see what works.
What pieces you got. If you're going on a road trip, you got to make sure you got a checklist. And you check everything on the checklist to make sure it's working.
Facts. Because I
don't make sure you got it. Make sure it's working.
Because I definitely forgot my wallet when I went to South Carolina.
Oh man!
What?
Yo, I was on I was, bro. Look, it wasn't on purpose.
That's that face card you got.
It was
that face card. You got that wallet.
Yo, I forgot I'm on my way to the damn airport, and I'm like, all right, cool. I got my headset. I got my phones. My damn wallet at? And I'm in traffic. I'm already late to this flight. Finna be late to this flight.
Bro, was that the day we was on Call of Duty and you was trying to
Yeah, I was trying to get a couple games in before my flight.
Bro.
I know you remember. I was like, let me take this damn wallet out of my pocket because my controller ain't sitting right.
And you left it on your desk?
And I left it on the fucking desk. Yo, I'm in the airport. I'm like, damn. All right, I got clear. So, clear, you do the eye scan. You don't need your wallet, whatever. I get in there, I do that. Get on the plane, pull my headphones out. Headphones not even in there.
Oh, man.
It was a quiet flight for you, boy.
So quiet. I went to sleep. I was like, man, forget it. Forget about it. Forget about it. And then on the way back, they hassled me so hard because Charlotte Airport does not have clear. Just to let y'all know that. Charlotte Airport does not have clear. So, yeah, they hassled me.
They don't take me as an airport that would.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like the major airports that have clear.
It's an international airport, and it's a prime destination for spring break.
A lot of connector flights go there. That's about it.
I mean, listen,
like if you got a layover, you might be landing in Charlotte.
Hey, I was sick, bro. Like I go and I'm like, dude, like yeah, your TSA pre-check not valid when you got to do this process. So I had to take my shoes off. They patted me down 100 times. I had to answer.
You felt like a peasant?
Nah, I just I was upset because they asked me where I lived at in 2006.
They was about to cavity check you.
Hey, I was sick. I was like, hold up. Do I got a list? Do I get a list? Do I get multiple choice? Because I don't remember. Do you feel the disconnect in society with how people place a higher value on material things rather than the basic human principles?
The disconnect is probably with just self, being in tune with, really who you are, and ultimately accepting yourself for who you are. So I think oftentimes we try to make up for that by, the approval, of others. And, that's part of, being social. Everyone wants to be liked. So I think sometimes, we kind of go overboard in terms of, what we do to be validated. And often sometimes because it's socialized, we're not even aware of it.
Yeah.
Some things we do, we just do like unconsciously. It's good to have a reminder every now and then. Obviously you work hard, you should reward yourself.
Facts.
But too much of anything isn't good. So I think everyone should, try to find a bit of balance. But ultimately, it is your own individual life. So, you can choose to live how you want to live, to enjoy it the way you want to enjoy it. But for me personally, I always try to have balance in whatever I do.
Not one of the guys that's like super flashy or out here like in your face with anything. Like, and he's grinded his ass off, and like I've read his story, and I know he was undrafted, and he worked super fucking hard to get to where he is to this point in his life. And I see him every day, like one of the hardest workers on the field, and last one off the field, and always grinding, never complaining about the work. And like that's literally one of the homies. So it's like we gonna push each other every day.
Yeah.
I love that shit, man. I appreciate you for that.
Hey, no problem, man. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, we got a fast five. Hold on, don't go nowhere. You got a fast
five.
Man. You thought, hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought
right, he was about to hit the button on your ass. All right, there, y'all.
Hey, shout out to Pops in the chat. I see that number. Somebody text him, please. 5 quick questions I'm gonna ask you, and we're gonna get to it. All right. Favorite island food you've had?
I like the conch salad.
How did I know he was gonna say that? That shit fire. That shit fire.
Hey,
I just don't like don't show me it before you prepare it. I don't like the way it look. Just show me the end product.
Yeah.
Don't show me the before shit. That shit creepy.
You want the final product?
Yeah,
That's all I
because it
need.
tastes like some EJ to me. But go ahead.
All right. Tequila or whiskey?
Tequila.
What kind?
Ooh.
Little boy, put that shit down.
Man,
Right.
honestly, I haven't been drinking a lot lately. I mean, I started on the 42. I do got some Don Julio Real though.
What's
I was
that?
Mexican.
Oh, that Real different.
Oh, he went
That
to
Real.
Mexico.
Real different. It's a pretty. It's a
Watch
pretty
him.
bottle. And it got like the little.
Look, he done went and got the bottle.
Yep.
got
There it
the
is.
So,
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, don't worry about it. I'm gonna have one of these things right. It's gonna be sitting right here next show.
yeah. So I mean, I started off, I'm a tequila guy. I used to do the 42. I used to do the Blanco before the 42 was a thing. And then I stumbled on 42 before it was actually a trend.
Facts.
Yeah.
Same. I've been
Stumbled on
drinking.
it.
I've been drinking 42 since 2016.
And Meek Mill came out with the track.
That
was it.
2017.
Yeah, it was
October 2017. Actually,
when he dropped it, I was like, oh, I know he talking about. This not.
sipping 1942 like it's lead.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah. I had it unknowingly at the time. I didn't know that it was gonna blow up to be what it was. I just fell into it just about trying to drink better quality. It was offered to me. I tried it.
Yeah.
Somebody shared the knowledge, and that was it.
Third question: favorite player, any sport, out of Virginia?
Yeah. Favorite player? Ooh. Iverson was one of my favorite players growing up.
Yeah.
Iverson. And,
Bro, I
I remember I had a hat. I had some family out in Philly. I had went up and visited them. I had a 76ers hat. Fire. I'm outside playing, thinking it's cool, wrestling with some friends, and one of them took and threw my hat. We went from playing to like, hey man, where my hat at? Find my hat. Like, I just got this hat. We don't know where it's at.
What?
I'm like, nah, y'all can find my hat. Yeah, AI was one of the players that I looked at in terms of just coming from out of Virginia, being able to reach the heights that he was able to reach in terms of high excellence on and off the field with basketball, football, and then just being able to make it to the NBA and do what he did at his size.
What?
It was it's amazing.
All right. Number 4, favorite sport besides football?
Basketball. Played basketball growing up, played AAU. I was okay. I was all right. It was one point. But seriously, it was one point. I was like, I'm trying to pursue basketball. I'm trying to go to college for basketball.
Yeah.
And Virginia now, football wasn't what it is now in terms of having like a spring football. We didn't have a spring, I know people who down in Virginia Beach area, they had like travel football in the spring. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. Wasn't the thing to me,
Me neither.
So, we spend oftentimes in the spring and the summer, we spend a lot of time playing basketball, traveling. You play your rec football season. Once that's over, you hang up the cleats. Like, you're not even working out for football. You transition to basketball and you're working on your basketball skill set. It wasn't until my sophomore year in high school that I was like, I want to go back to my passion, football. And that's really what I want to pursue. But, things picked up. I did a lot of tournaments, went to a couple camps, started getting the rankings and stuff like that, competing against some of the best players in my class, and just continued to climb. And then it was a point where I was like, I'm getting a lot of traction. Schools are talking to me. High school hit. A couple teams came to see me practice. And I'm like, whoa.
Oh, you was like
it really became real where one day I'm at school and they go, I went to the dentist and got my tooth pulled out. got my wisdom teeth out. And so I was out of school for a couple of days. And they called me and like, yo, Virginia Tech's here to see you practice. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, what? Like not coming for a visit. Like, they're like, they're watching practice. And I mean, I had went to a camp that they had when I was in middle school. Went out there, did some stuff. Got to work with the players at the time, which was dope. Great experience. And then I'm like, here I am in the 9th grade, and they're here, and so of course I'm like, man, this is a scholarship. I'm out of school, but I'm going to the school right now. I'll be there in 5 minutes, right down the street. Went in there, they were there, and it's like, yeah, playing, showed them, had the doctors know and everything, showed them everything. Went on the court, just ball. Like, you know, and it was kind of weird because some of the older guys and seniors, they were looking at me like, like
different.
Who is this big young dude? I'm trying to get a scholarship to college and he got Virginia Tech. It didn't make sense. But, you know, at that point, that's when I kind of got a glimpse of, you know, that big time college football, college basketball, college experience. Like that was like obtainable.
The last and final question. You got to answer this one. Like you can't give me the runaround.
Oh man, my connection starting to get a little shaky.
Hell no, not in that condo. Not in that condo, sir. We need to know this. Your dream vacation spot. Like out of everywhere.
I don't know. I've seen. See, I'm the type when I'm on Instagram and those little ads pop up, I'm gonna check it out. You know, I'm gonna footnote them things. Throw them in the notes. We're gonna check them out. I'm gonna go to the resorts. I'm Googling. I'm checking them out. Like, you know, I was seeing Indonesia pop up on my feed a lot, like Bali and stuff like that. But I'm not sure that's the move that I want to do.
Yeah, but
it's something that I've thought about for a while now. The only thing that's kind of really slowed me down has been the flights. Yeah,
a 4.5 hour flight to Atlanta from Vegas is killing me. Like, bro, get me out of here.
Them long ass flights, bro. I flew to Spain last year. This was 9 hours, and I was like, what?
Yeah. Oh man, that's what they're saying. Like, just make sure you can sleep the whole way through. You wake up. Boom, you're gone. You good. You made it. So that, and also people are just saying, you know, break it up if I can. Like, you know, stop one place. Because another thing was Greece.
Oh man, I went to Rome last year.
Greece is one. I forget the city is it Mykonos or something like that? But they have they have like the you see the suite where it's like a cave. I know you've seen it on Instagram. The cave and you swim out and it's just that shit is on fire.
Yep. So
it's like called the cave suite or something.
Some friends told me about that one. I got a friend. We travels a good bit, and I went to Tulum 2 years ago. I think it was. Yeah, two years ago. I went to Tulum 2 years ago, and when I was trying to go to Tulum, I think I seen he had went. So, you know, it was just a friend. I'm like, oh, yo, that look dope. You know, very eco-friendly, like my vibe. You know, like yoga, Zen. You know, relaxing. So I wanted to go. And, you know, he didn't. He was like, yeah, go check it out. And he was like, you should go to Mykonos. I'm like, what? Where? And it was like, he was telling me before it was hitting on my feed, though. So I was like, I don't even know what that's like. I don't even know what that's at. I had to look it up. I'm like, oh, it's dope. I'm gonna go to Tulum, though. Tulum much closer.
You want the quick trip, the 2 hour.
AC, have you seen that? Right. Have you seen the suite that we're talking about?
Nah. I haven't seen it.
Oh no! I know you've seen it, and I'm talking about AC. I'm about to send it to you real quick before we get off this call. You need to see this suite.
Nah. Spence is actually typing it up on my computer right now.
Yeah,
my boy told me Santorini though.
Santorini grease. Yeah, I've heard. Oh
Yeah,
my god.
he said, check that out.
Oh yeah.
When Rick Ross came out with that song, I wanted to go even more when he came out with Santorini
I want to go
Grease.
to the Amalfi Coast, like Drake said.
If
That's where I
Drake
wanna
said
go.
it,
I'm going.
I know I can't afford it, so I'm gonna just go ahead and stay in Vegas. Anything Drake say, I'm gonna just go ahead and ignore it.
Yo,
Yeah.
chill, dog. Chill.
Boom.
Boom. You ain't gotta do it how Drake did it, but you can go.
No. If Drake mentioned a hotel, it's probably like a week stay minimum, and I ain't got it like that.
Drake didn't mention the W.
So I mean, like some stuff, I don't like to get too extreme in terms of, travel. I had some friends, they went to Japan, I believe it was, and I'm just like, man, that culture difference and the language barrier. I don't know if I would be comfortable. I'm gonna have to have somebody who experienced
Tour guide.
Yeah, a tour guide,
Yeah.
somebody that speak the language.
I need you with me at all times.
Facts.
Bro, that's how I felt. When I
Especially when I'm trying to order this food.
Facts.
Let me know where the food is.
Right.
I want to make sure I get this right.
No, but do you know that I think it was Japan. A couple of my buddies went out there and they have it to where you could do like the real life Mario Kart. Like you dress up like Mario, Luigi, and the characters, and you have little go-karts and you roll around the city.
Wow.
And my boy had the whole thing on a GoPro and they was swinging. I was like, this is lit.
Bro, you giving me
all you needed was a turtle shell. You've been in the game.
Or a banana peel.
Just throw it over your shoulder.
Hey yo, I'm definitely and I appreciate you, bro. Like this mean a lot to me for you taking the time to come on and share your knowledge with us, share your knowledge with the people, and just kick it with your boys, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I appreciate y'all having me on. It was a great time. I ain't gonna celebrate too much. I got the bottle right here and put it back on the shelf, like I said, for a special time. But it's definitely a pleasure. The energy was great. I had a great time. So maybe we can get back on another time and chop it up on different subjects.
Hey, for sure, bro. Like it
was a pleasure.
We welcome to pull up anytime you want, fam. And make sure you at that pool workout tomorrow, because I ain't trying to do it myself.
I'm in there. I'm about to go buy long sleeve. I'm about to go buy a thin long sleeve to keep the sun off me now. I'm used to training in Virginia. This sun been beating me up.
Hey, no cap.
The sun been beating me up.
I was tired today. I ain't even want to finish the lift.
Yeah. I almost bought a bucket hat out there.
Hey, chill out. Chill out. You not wearing no bucket hat.
Man, I was like, look, the bucket hat might fly off because I'm really getting this work. I don't want the hat or nothing in the way, but
not on no sprint day. You're not wearing no bucket hat on no sprint day. Especially like today.
Not sprint day. But we can transition. If I'm sprinting, bucket hat off. If I gotta hit the sled marches,
bucket hat off.
Man.
Bucket hat off for sure. But we ain't gonna hold you up, bro. I appreciate you, and we'll see you. I'll see you tomorrow, and you have a good night.
Yeah, same to y'all.
Take it easy, brother.
Hey, man, sir. Give it up to my dog, Ant, man. Anthony Harris, the great guy, like really down to earth, humble cat.
Yes,
out of
sir.
Virginia, and works his ass off. He's one of the probably the top free agent safety right now. Probably about to really get blessed today or tomorrow. And it's like that dude works his ass off. He was an undrafted free agent. I didn't get to say all these things before because he just busted in the door on
Right.
But he's an undrafted free agent out of VTech, and like the dude's a baller, man. He does his thing and he helps. He gives back to the youth, and like not only that, he supports guys that are in the same field that are trying to work to get to his level. And like you can only appreciate that because in this world and this life that we live in, everybody doesn't want to see you succeed, especially when you're in the same industry as them. Like we all got a lot of haters. We all got people like that are near us that are close to us that don't want to see us succeed. I mean, it's crazy that you get guys like him, you get guys like Sip, you get guys like DZ, you get guys like American Dad, you get guys like Spence that like support and help others and give back, like whether that just be knowledge or whether that be time. And we all know how important time is, as we just wrapped up the last conversation. And I mean, sheesh, man. I mean, I've been blessed to have networked with or socialized or whatever, however you want to put it, like with so many people in this world. And it's dope. It's amazing because everybody's like everybody's organic. Nobody has like a big ego that is of a disrespectful nature. And like, I don't even know, man. It's crazy. I'm so excited to have those guys pull up on the show, man. And I appreciate all of you for being so supportive and being here this evening. Appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all for pulling up and tuning in and kicking it with your boys. We are out. See y'all in 2 weeks.
Aces.
Gang, 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 gang.